Hello guys, my name is Jack, and I just wanted to make a quick guide real quick on how fuzzies work with GT Goku. I found something very interesting yesterday night actually, and I just wanted to share my results. So, GT Goku, turns out, can fuzzy during a block string with specific assists. So I had found that if you dash in and press light heavy, it sets up for a fuzzy that is a true block string. It is set up first only. The only stipulation is that the light has to connect first. So when they're crouched, obviously this will not hit at all. So I just want to show you a few examples on how this can be applied. So let's start by doing it normally. So on Oki Wake Up, let's say from A to H into a sliding knockdown. So you can, from here, set up an Okazuni option for a low, a 2M, or a fuzzy setup. Kind of like that. Like so. Some of the things that you can get off of this fuzzy. There's two ways you can convert it. One, you can convert it with an assist, and one without an assist. So the one with the assist goes something like this. And then you would convert from it. Like so. The way you can do it solo is you would do 2-3-6-in. Which is the dragon punch or the beam punch, for example. I don't know exactly what it's called, but so it would look something like this. Like so, and then you would do 2-1-4 for a sliding knockdown. Now, that is just the standard setup. This is assuming that the opponent blocks both the heavy and the light, or the jump light and jump heavy after a dash in. Pretty self-explanatory, pretty easy. Now, one way that you can mix up in a block string is you can actually do it with a single hit assist, such as Gohan, Teen Gohan, Bardock, etc., that has a lot of block stun that you can dash in from after 2-1-4-L. So, for example, it would look something like this if I were to set a fuzzy. I like that. I'll get it fine. I'll get it eventually, I promise. And then you would go from there. So that is a true fuzzy setup that you can do. Since you can dash out of 2-1-4-L, it sets up really nicely, just at the perfect height that you can do heavy. This sets up for a 50-50 mix-up initially, and it also sets up for a 50-50 fuzzy setup. Another way you can set this up is if you have a lockdown assist. It works very similar to the Oki reset setup, but it can still be applied since it is a lockdown setup. You can force the opponent to block, but if you hit them with the heavy, great, you get a free combo. So it would look something like this. And then go from there. And again, it is set to first only. So it is a true fuzzy setup. Just to prove that it is a true fuzzy setup, I'm going to set them to crouch and guard first only. The best way to show this off is with Teen Gohan assist, or Adult Gohan assist, or Bardock assist, etc., since it is a single hit. There you go. It is a fuzzy setup. It is a true setup. I have tested this versus myself, and it does in fact work. Now, some ways that this can work for a 50-50 setup. For example, let's say you set up the fuzzy setup and you go with 2M. You can do something like this. And this leads into a full sparking loop. This unfortunately cannot be done mid-screen. This will only work in the corner versus specific characters. Those characters being Cell, 16, Broly, Cooler, Zamasu, and Majin Buu. So those are the only 6 characters that this fuzzy will work on. Same with the snap-in fuzzy, which works very similar to Adult Gohan's fuzzy setup. The way you would set that up is actually you would snap somebody in, you would jump, and that is the fuzzy setup. You would do 7, and then dash in, light, light, medium, jump, light. And then you would set it up as such, or with 214L, whichever you decide to do. It does not matter, it works the same way. Now, just also to prove that this will connect, it does in fact connect. The 236M does connect with 4 hits, as you can see here. So the jump light into 2-1 is a combo, or the jump light into 236M. Sorry, it is a true combo, and you can convert it. Is only with standing medium though. So you can potentially do this fuzzy setup solo. Now, one question you may be asking is, what all assists work with this? Or how can I do this in a block stream? What can I do to mix up? So one thing to note about Goku GT is that this pole hits low. Setting that up isn't that hard. You know, you press 2S, it sets up really nicely. It does hit low, which is great. And the best thing about this is that you can mix up with the fuzzy. It is somewhat reactable, yes, but just as an example, what you could do instead of doing the fuzzy setup. And then fuzzy. You could do a block string just like that. The thing is typically you do want to set up with 214L or 214M, does not matter. Since you can dash out of it and you can recover from it. And again, you can 50-50 mix. You don't have to go for the fuzzy. You don't even have to go for the jump L for the fuzzy. For example, and then you would go from there. So I 2M there, that is one setup. You can also do the jump heavy, that is another setup. You can do so much with this, it has so much versatility. Or you don't even have to go for it, you can just do this. And that is a true block string. Well, it is a true setup. You can do multiple things like this to set up. You can read a 2H read, a backdash. You can do so much. And I'm sure you could even set up for another fuzzy read. There is so much that you can do with this. It is so applicable on block that it would be almost pointless not to use this. Now, some counterplay that you can do to it. The obvious one is guard cancel. Paying attention to open areas, like not calling in the assist at the right time, calling in the wrong assist, etc., etc. The main one is, or the main counterplays are sparking, and guard cancel. Outside of that, pray for 2H, crouch. The thing about crouching opponents versus these 6 characters is that this jump L, again, will miss. What you can do instead is you can read this very similar to how Bardock jump in works. So if you do a dash in and then do Bardock medium, it will 100% of the time miss. And most Bardock players use it as a fake out opportunity. So for example, let's say my opponent is crouching. So I go for the fake out. And as you can see, this is a full combo. And it sets up even into an Oki opportunity. There is so much that you can do. So, with that being said, this is me checking out. If you have any questions at all, feel free to comment. Feel free to message me on Twitter at JagSmash. I am more than happy to answer any questions or test out anything. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.